Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am excited to be back. I did take last Thursday off. We got a little sick here in our household, so we took the time off to rest and just heal and feel better. So we are back and I am going to be doing my nails. As you guys can see, we're going to be doing a small fill on my nails. I did cut them down from my last set. I know you guys have already seen my nails on other videos. After my birthday nails, I could not function, and typically I can, but Camila now is very active, so I went ahead and cut them down. And not to mention all of this stuff having to do with Veeda Bella, that requires me to not have nails on. So I just went ahead and just trimmed them down. I debulked them because of course when you have a longer nail you tend to have them thicker. So I went ahead and trimmed them down, debulked them just one of the days that I had a little bit of extra time. And now we're going to be doing a fill because they did grow out slightly. So we're just starting off by doing our typical natural nail prep. I went ahead and went in with my mandrel bit and a sanding band. Now I'm going in with this prep bit that I got from the Makartt Pro Efile. And of course I am using the Makartt Pro Efile for today's video. It is a little bit stronger, so I do use the speed at 3000 RPMs instead of my typical 4000 RPMs. And now I'm switching to this tapered barrel bit that is also for prep, and I'm just going in and making sure that I get all that dead skin removed from my natural nail and that cuticle area. And I am doing my nails out of the comfort of my home because, like I mentioned, Camila is very active, so I've been trying to stay home a lot more with her. So I am taking advantage of her nap time. We are going in and just using a paper towel with a little bit of alcohol to dehydrate the nail and remove any excess oils and clean off that excess dust. Now I'm going in with the acrylic primer from Kiara Sky. I've been loving this primer. I hadn't used it quite often until Brittany got her reaction from the previous products, so I went ahead and started using it on my other client and myself, and I really like it. I noticed extremely great retention from it. I typically do get like a little bit of lifting depending on what I'm doing and how long I've had my set on, but with this I have had zero lifting, which I appreciate. So definitely recommend it if you guys are looking for a good primer. Now I'm going to be going in and doing a fill using the same acrylic powder that I have mixed for myself. It is a combination of the Not Polish Silk Scarf, the Not Polish First Nude, and then the Not Polish Nude Panther. I mixed those three acrylics together to get this beautiful, perfect nude color for my skin tone. So I'm just going to be using small beads of that to infill the growth area. I'm going in, pushing it up towards the cuticle, trying to hold my finger downward as much as possible, and then just quickly blending it down. Now if I do get a little bit of leakage, which sometimes I do if I'm not paying attention, I'm just going to make sure that my brush is nice and flat and then go ahead and wipe away the excess. You're pretty much just moving it away from the cuticle area, and it does definitely help. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off my fill. Very quick process. Once you get the hang of doing fills, it is very easy, especially if you do not get lifting. I did my fill in probably like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go in and finish that, then we're gonna be going in and filing the nails. Once everything is nice and dry, I'm going to be going in with my E-file. Again, I'm using the Makartt Pro E-file for this. I switched out the bit to use the 5-in-1 bit in the color purple from Kiara Sky, which is my favorite. It is in fine grit. And I'm going to be focusing on that cuticle area, making sure that I seal it properly. You essentially want to make sure that the acrylic is nice and flush to the natural nail so that it does not cause lifting. That's another huge factor in what causes lifting. If you have it super bulky in that area, chances are that they are going to lift. You want to make sure that it is nice and blended, and then all in one motion, I'm going to be going down the entire nail, making sure that everything is nice and smooth. Once I'm done using my Efile, I'm going in with the hand file from Not Polish, and I'm going to be filing the sides and making sure that the shape is nice and perfect. And then if I see that any little area is a little wonky, any type of lumps, or I just need to straighten it out a little bit more on the surface, I'm gonna go ahead and use my hand file to do that. I feel like I get a lot more control when I'm using my hand file versus my e-file, especially on myself. So at this point, I'm looking at the entire nail. I'm making sure that everything is smooth, and if it's not, I go ahead and use this hand file to do so. You'll see me do it a few times on the surface, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm going to be going in with this buffer from Makartt. I love it. It's a little bit more on the coarse grit, so I'm able to really smooth everything out and make sure that it is the perfect canvas for my nail art. We're going to be doing some topical nail art, so I want to make sure that that surface is nice and smooth and ridge free. So you'll notice that the hand file will leave streaks of the little file marks just across the nail, so you want to make sure you get rid of that. Otherwise, the paint is going to kind of seep into those little crevices and it's not going to look as smooth as it should. Now for this design, I kind of took inspo from how I've been feeling the fall time. So I love my neutral, like dead flower type of vibe. So I figured I wanted to do some like greenery, but make it dead. So we're gonna be doing like more of the olive greens, some orange in there, definitely the hues that you get with like dead grass or dead leaves. That's kind of the vibe that I was going for. And so I'm just gonna be doing just random little leaf design on the ring finger and the middle finger. I am using a concoction of different colors, gel polishes along with gel paints. So I'll list those down below. Make sure you guys look in the description box for any of the products that I mentioned in the video or any of my other videos. I'm gonna list them because it is like 6 or 7 of them, so I'd rather just list them down below. I mixed them all pretty much together to get different shades of the colors that I'm pretty much using in the video. So again, I'm just gonna be doing some random greenery. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of stems using the orangey color that I mixed. And just to give you guys an idea, to make more of like the burnt orange type of feel, I took the pumpkin color from the gel art liners from Profiles Backstage, and I mixed it with a little bit of brown and a little bit of the olive green that I mixed. So I kind of just use my imagination and think, what colors can I mix together? And I try it out. If it works, I make a little bit more of it. If it doesn't, go ahead and try again. Just try to pull every hue that you see in that color to bring it to life. And so I'm just gonna finish that off, and I'm gonna actually be doing the French type of design on the index finger and the pinky and the thumb. Figured that would kind of bring it all together, and it is like the basic type of nail art that you do for shorter nails, and I really wanted to be basic for this set since I have really short nails. And not to mention, you could also do them on longer nails and it would look really good because you can add more details in there. You could add more little designs and details to make it look a lot better. I'm going to be going in with that olive green color that I mixed together. To give you guys a little bit of idea, I mixed in the orange color that I'm going to be listing down below with brown, a cream color, and a green polish. So just to give you guys a little bit of an idea on that, I will list them down below like I mentioned a few times, and I'll also try to list the colors that I use to mix and create the color. Now for this design, I really wanted to do pumpkins, but I told myself that was a little bit too basic on an already basic design. So I figured I would do little ghosts. I feel like that's a little bit different. I haven't done ghosts, I don't think, in a long time. So we're going to be drawing the little silhouettes of the ghost just using the white gel art liner from Profiles Backstage. I'm doing both different just to give them, you know, like a little bit of a different vibe. Super simple type of design to create if you guys are new to nail art. So I figured this would be a really good one to kind of include. And then to tie everything together, we're going to be going for like a little whimsical type of design. I'm going to be adding little stars, little dots, just to give a little bit of an extra oomph to the design. And then to tie everything together, I really like to include as much of the same colors throughout the entire design just to tie everything together so that everything is super cohesive. I looked at the nails after I did the little ghost and I felt like they just stood out so much against the neutral colors that I already had on my design. So to tie everything together, I'm gonna be adding curvy lines to the other nails along with more little stars just so that everything is cohesive. Like I mentioned, I am going to be doing just the random little typical swivel swirl lines that we've been seeing all over social media. I feel like those have been trending for a while and I don't think they're gonna go away anytime soon. I feel like it's just super cute. So I figured I would go ahead and add that. We're gonna be adding some thicker areas on the line, some thinner to make it a little bit different, and then more stars and more dots. I would like to mention that I quickly noticed that when using the liners versus actual paint, it does glide on a lot easier. So I don't know if you can tell that whenever I do my little swirled lines, I did it all in one motion versus going in and kind of sketching it out and drawing it little piece by little piece. So that was like one of the main things that I noticed. There's enough product on there to create that smooth long line versus it being super thick and me having to go back in and thin out certain areas. It just kind of all glided on there very nicely. So right off the bat, I prefer it over the gel paint for that specific reason. And as always, make sure you are curing every layer under the light for a full minute. These are very thick paints, so you want to make sure that you fully cure that so you don't get any bubbling, chipping, or anything like that. Once everything is fully cured, I'm going in with my top coat. This is a Glossit from Not Polish. Yes, we're doing glossy. I feel like I prefer glossy on my short nails, so we're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna be adding a thin layer of that, making sure that I'm fully covering all of the nail art portions and coating it with a nice and even layer so that we do not get any chipping. I'm gonna be placing that in the light for a full minute. I like to do 2 rounds just to be safe. And we're going in once everything is nice and dry with my cuticle oil in collaboration with Profiles Backstage. If you guys missed it, I did recently launch that with them. It's on their website under Sweet V. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already. But that pretty much concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.